Good evening, folks, and welcome to yet another episode of DinamoTV, the official podcast of the St Albans Dinamo Football Club. My name is Tonchi Prusats. I am absolutely stoked tonight to be in the presenter's chair, the host's chair, because this is arguably our biggest episode yet. It's our 11th episode, but let me just tell you, it is going to be massive. And I keep saying it every week, but truly, tonight is going to be the episode of all episodes. We've got some amazing guests throughout the evening, and I dare say we will go over the 1 hour mark for sure tonight. We've got Lou GLAVAN, who is the co-organiser and co-founder of the Jacob's Day charity, and it's listen to his interview, which was pre-recorded earlier. Very touching, very emotional, but very uplifting as well. And tomorrow night at the club rooms, there's going to be a Jacob's Day burger night fundraiser. All the money raised goes to the Royal Children's Hospital's Good Friday appeal on this Friday. We'll also be speaking to the coaches from the senior men's, the senior women's, and also the men's under 23 side. We'll also be talking to the senior men's and senior women's player of the week as well. And the big one, all the way from Zagreb, Croatia, we will be speaking to Ivan NOVOSEL. He's one of the members of the award-winning, the multi-talented band known as Zapresic Boys. We know them very well down under, don't we? They were a guest at our presentation night last year in front of 1,000 plus fans at the Sunshine Croatian Catholic Centre. They absolutely rocked. We'll be talking to Ivan, and he has got some amazing news to announce with regards to, let's just say, bringing the two Dinamos that little bit closer together. That is an episode interview you do not want to miss. So we've got a massive show, but let's start with a huge congratulations. And earlier today, in the wee hours of the morning, well, it wasn't wee hours, it was more like 7 a.m. this morning, the Croatian national team looking, well, dare we say resplendent, or, maybe they're good luck charm. Who knows? The new Nike tops, what do you think of them, by the way? Pop it down in the comments section. But they took out the FIFA friendly series, I guess that's what it was called, in Cairo, defeating Egypt 4-2. So it was great to see the Vatreni amongst the goals. And could it be an omen for the upcoming Euro 2024 championships in Germany in June? Well, folks, we have got a massive show lined up for you. We're going to get straight into the news desk after this short break from our major sponsor, the I&D Group. Folks, don't go away. It is DinamoTV.
The I&D Group is regarded as one of the largest deliverers of concrete structure solutions in Victoria. Formed in 1994 by Ivan and Kathy Filipovic, their passion and commitment to getting the job done safely and economically has underpinned their success in the industry. I&D partners with large-scale building and construction companies in both the private and public sectors on projects large and small. With our corporate headquarters based in South Melbourne and storage yard based in the southeast suburbs, we have at our disposal thousands of square metres of quality materials, along with state-of-the-art lifting and crane equipment, enabling us to deliver the largest projects. We are committed to delivering high-quality projects by partnering with our clients and collaborating with project suppliers to ensure each job is delivered to exceed expectations. From humble beginnings, I&D now employs more than 1,200 dedicated professional and support staff, involved in a number of landmark projects right across Victoria. The I&D Group is a massive supporter of the Croatian community, backed soccer clubs in Victoria, and is proud to be the major sponsor of the St Albans Dinamo Football Club in 2024.
Here as well at Churchill Reserve. It's Puya Gardarian that's in charge of proceedings this evening. As the huddle breaks up, the Dinamo We are just about set to get underway. With Josh Divin to kick things off here. Round 7 in NPL Victoria is go. St. Albans. It'll be Brian Summerskill. There's George Zamaranis.
Georgie, go left! Georgie, go left!
Summerskill scores. It's 1-0. Bottom right. Zamaranis actually picked the right way, but it fell under the glove. And it's 1-0 at Churchill Reserve. Fell to Kalina, play back toward Joey Monek. And he wins the corner. I do believe the first corner of the night for St. Albans. All right, my counts.
Marko, drop in! Marko, drop in!
Oh, it's actually gone in. It's been tipped in by George Zamaranis. We have a second goal for St. Albans. It was a very, very direct ball in. Zamaranis trying to tip it over the crossbar. Tipped it under. Georgopoulos, Ramirez, Everson. It's taken down, and another penalty has been given away here. There's 2 goals to his name so far this year. Ben Everson. Bulic has had a good night so far. And that continues. He saves the penalty. Carter had emerged with possession. Manningham ball anyway. Harding as they look to press. Hart's a good first touch. Oh, it's a beautiful finish. Some class from Robert Harding. And it's 2-1 at Churchill Reserve.
Come on! Come on!
Oh, how of Harding. Quite the goal that he did score to keep Manningham in it. Janya Carter. Golding. Outmanned. They are down a man. Manningham have been for the entirety of the second half. And that is it. St. Albans have gotten the job done here.
Here with senior coach Ryan McGUFFIE. Ryan, another 3 points at home.
Yes, very pleasing. I said to the boys, it doesn't matter how we win today, I just wanted them to win. And if we win ugly, then I'm happy with that. Yeah, 3 points, went 2-0 up, came in at half time, and I think everything's cosy. They've got a man sent off. But then, second half, just couldn't string 3 passes together. It just wasn't going for us. Manningham, good side, very good side, knocked the ball about well. So, like, not taking anything away from them, they're a really good side and they've got some quality in their team and causes a lot of problems with 10 men. Yeah.
Certainly losing Brian Summerskill at half time wasn't ideal in terms of the way the play was going through the centre of the park.
Well, when you're a man down, you've got to make the other team opposition work. So you've got to keep the ball, move it to side, tire them out and try and then when they tire out, then you can keep it and go forward. We were going back to front, and whether that was nerves, I don't know why we were doing that. I was asking them to keep the ball and move it quickly and tire the team out, but yeah, I just looked a bit nervy in the second half, and it was Maybe it is because we did need the win and the boys were desperate on the win, and sometimes the choices you make when you've got that desperation aren't the right ones. But we got there in the end. Like, MARKO saved a penalty. MARKO in the first 5 minutes, going 1-on-1, and he's pulled out a world-class save. So that's the difference between the two sides. The keeper and his saves he pulled off with that in the first 5 minutes, and then the penalty save was the difference between us winning and losing. So that's the little things that make a massive difference.
And good to see young Nick Murray get a run from the bench, another one of the youngsters.
Yeah, like Nick's got a lot of potential, and he's came down from Shepparton, and I've been keeping an eye on him for a while in the under 23s, and he's got a big future in the game if he keeps working hard. It's just hard to bleed these young boys in. So yeah, hopefully he'll get a sniff, and we're playing in the cup next week, so he'll maybe get some minutes there. So yeah, we'll maybe the fans and the crowd will maybe get a look at the young players.
Hopefully see plenty of people down here at Churchill Reserve next Thursday for the cup match with Altona North.
Yeah,
Geelong Rangers.
Yeah, it'll be a tough game there at State 3. So yeah, it'll be a chance for me to try a few players that haven't played as many games this season, but I'm desperate to play. There's players there that I'm trying to keep them happy as well. So yeah, we'll give them a chance to show me what they can do, and it'll be a chance to obviously go and play football.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers, Gav.
Welcome back to DinamoTV, and it is that time of the week where we have to announce who the St Albans Dinamo Senior Men's Player of the Week was last week. Can you guess who it was? Oh, mate, after that penalty save, there can only be one winner of the Player of the Week, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome to DinamoTV for the second time. He made a cameo appearance a couple of weeks ago talking about the Mali Plavi, but this week he's talking about being the Player of the Week. Congratulations, Marko BULIC. How are you, Marko?
Thank you very much. I'm very well.
Well, first of all, well done on a great performance. But secondly, obviously keeping a clean sheet is fantastic. But if we don't win and don't take the 3 points, we're only halfway there. But on last weekend, not only did you guys keep a clean sheet, but the boys scored 2 goals, and it was such an important win, a real 6-pointer. What was the mood in the dressing rooms afterwards?
After the game, it's more of a relief than anything. We didn't really play our best. I think we can all agree on that in the second half, given the numerical advantage and the scoreboard pressure. But we grafted hard and we got the win. It was 2-1, so we didn't get the clean sheet. But the boys.
That's right. Yeah, what am I talking about? Yeah,
boys were obviously buzzing in the change room after.
Yeah. Now, look, it was a 6-pointer either way. It was a game that you had to win. You did win. And at the end of the day, you did. So all 3 points, and now Dinamo moves into sort of a comfortable mid-table-ish position. But let's go back to one of the we're going to play the penalty. Now, take us through this. This was an amazing save.
Yeah, look, at the start, I'm just sort of trying to gauge if he's got any subtle tells, like when I stay up next to him. You make yourself look as big as possible, given I'm not the biggest keeper in the world. You jump around, I'm obviously in bright yellow, so it makes me stand out a bit. Just pick away. If it doesn't go that way,
he saves the penalty.
That's it, really.
Well, that was just absolutely amazing. And look, for all young goalkeepers out there, that is a valuable piece of advice. Make yourself tall. And I did notice that you were jumping up and down on the spot, making yourself look quite formidable. But and you just kept your eye on the ball, or was it just at that moment when he kicked that ball, you just kind of, was it gut instinct, or you just kind of saw out of in a split second? Did you actually see the movement of the ball?
Oh, look, I've picked away, and I'm thinking, you know what, it's in range here. If I stick a boot out or stick my leg out, hopefully it hits me and just goes anywhere, but hit me pretty good and went out for a throw, so it was probably the best case scenario.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, well done on that, mate. We started off a little bit slowly at the start of the year. We've won a couple of games in the last 3 games now, so things are starting to look good. Tomorrow, a break from the league action, but nonetheless, it's the Australia Cup up against Geelong Rangers. All right, they're State League 2. what do you do to kind of avoid complacency against a team that on paper we should win? But, having said that, it's not always going to be that easy, is it?
Yeah, no, of course not. I think we just take every game as it comes. We obviously prepare for different teams in different ways. We know if we're versing a strong team, we sort of set up in a way that will counter their formation and things. We work on areas that we can sort of attack teams at their weaknesses. Like with Geelong, we don't really know much about them. They're not really on TV. We sort of go off word of mouth. But yeah, we set up for this game like we would if we set up for your Melbourne Knights, the Derby, or Avondale's, the bigger games in the league. Like, we do everything we can to just go out there and go win.
Excellent. Well, mate, we wish you all the best for the game tomorrow, the Australia Cup game, and then also the week later, the resumption of the NPL Victoria competition. But congratulations, Marko. A great performance and certainly a worthy recipient. But I'm also told you were nominated in the NPL Team of the Week as well. So an additional congratulations there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Good on you. Marko Bulic from the senior men's team, he took out the NPL, well, he was a member of the NPL Team of the Week, but he also took out the Dinamo Player of the Week award. We'll be back shortly after this break. Well, that was a quick break, and there is the ladder standings, round 7 after round 7. It paints a little bit of a better picture for Dinamo fans. Dinamo move into 9th position by virtue of a better goal difference. They're ahead of Dandenong Thunder and Green Gully, who are in 10th and 11th positions respectively. As we said, there's a bit of a break now before we get into the next round, which will be Friday week when we travel to the Olympic Village to take on Heidelberg United. In the meantime, it's the Australia Cup action tomorrow, Holy Thursday, at Dinamo's ground, Churchill Reserve. Kickoff is at 8 p.m. We take on Geelong Rangers. And as we heard the gaffer just talking a little bit briefly there, likely to give some of the fringe players a go. Nicholas Murray, who did come on, who has scored 4 goals in the under-23s. He'll be given a chance, and I dare say there'll be some of the under-23s as well who'll be getting a chance. Speaking of the under-23s, a great 6-0 win on the weekend. They had a huge win over Manningham United. That was at Churchill Reserve last Sunday. Nicholas Murray scored twice. Jesse Chop also scored a brace, and Anthony Pondeljak and Luka Chabraya scoring 1 apiece. So that now means that Chop, Chabraya and Murray have all scored 4 goals each so far this NPL season. And as we can see, the under-23s are in 8th position with 8 points, and they will be taking on Heidelberg United, who are in 9th position on the same amount of points Friday week when the seniors do so as well. We're going to now, the Dinamo cameras were inside the change rooms on Sunday after that big win against Manningham United, and this is what the DinamoTV cameras caught.
Yeah!
Here with 23's coach Adam TENNENINI. Tuna, great win today.
Yeah, it was a great win, Berkey. After a lot of hard work to get to this point. But the boys were just unbelievable today, and a testament to what they can do when they put their minds to it. I think that was the message post game, was that we're inferior to no one. We both believe their technical ability is just about them bringing the right attitude to game day, and they showed that in spades today.
So the highlight, the clean sheet, or the 6 goals?
Probably the 6 goals. I wouldn't have been disappointed if we conceded one in the end or whatever it was. All the goals were quality. One was from the penalty spot, but the lead up into winning that penalty was great. Yeah, just everyone played their part today. They won their individual one-on-ones. Everyone played to their ability, and that's why we came away with a 6-0 win against a team that had beaten Avondale 3-1 the week before.
And so where do we go from here? Because obviously there's a big break now between this week and the next game, I think a week on Monday.
Yeah, it's nice getting this win just before Easter and that 2-week break, because you don't want to go into that break with a loss and having to mull over that for 2 weeks. Yeah, look, we'll go through a normal process over the next 2 weeks as we build to Heidelberg, which is on a Monday night, strangely, but yeah, it's just nice to be able to come to training, more smiles on everyone's faces after a big win like that. It makes things a lot easier on the track as well, so we look forward to training this next week, and I'm sure that we'll get a lot out of the boys as well.
No worries. Congratulations, mate. Great effort.
Thanks to you too, Berkey. Congratulations to you too, mate. It's 50% here, so yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, good win. So onwards and upwards from here.
Dinamo senior women's team opened their 2024 season account with victory in round 2 of the Nike FC Cup last Sunday, defeating Collingwood City 4-1. Great result there. The goal scorers for Dinamo included Sienna Delia with a double, Jana Cholina and Abby Pavlinusic, who both scored 1 apiece. This is footage taken from the camera of Nick Delia, who is our new DinamoTV reporter covering the senior women's team. And after the game, he caught up with the coach, the winning coach of the Dinamo senior women's team, Tommy Pondeljak.
Tommy, first night cup out of the way. What do you think?
Yeah, look, it was it's a good hit out for the girls. Obviously, it was our first game for the pre-season, so just important to just to get a bit of minutes in some of the girls. I wasn't sure how they were going to go today, but they were actually awesome today. They've done really, really well. Probably helped. We were playing on a bit of a smaller pitch, which sort of helped us a little bit in a sense. But no, the girls are awesome. Back line was really solid. Even through the middle and up front, all the girls done awesome job today. They were really good.
What was the thing that most impressed you today?
Look, probably in general terms, probably our shape. We kept our shape, I think, really well, especially the girls through the midfield. Girls at the back kept a good back four shape there, but the girls in the midfield actually played really well in there. It was a bit tough for them. They had a couple of good opponents on them. But yeah, look, the girls stood tall, done really well, and even the girls up front, Abby and obviously Sienna, worked really hard. Sienna got rewarded with 2 great goals. Abby the same, and obviously Jana got on the score sheet with a nice strike from outside the box. So all in all, yeah, the performance and overall result was really pleasing. Just hopefully we can shoot on from here and get better as the pre-season goes along.
Terrific, mate. Well done. On to the next round.
Awesome.
Okay, and now on DinamoTV, it's time now to to welcome and to reveal and to introduce who the inaugural winner of the Dinamo Senior Women's Team Player of the Week award winner is. And it brings me great pleasure to welcome to DinamoTV this week's winner, or should I say last week's winner, TAYLA Pavlinusic. TAYLA, welcome to DinamoTV and congratulations on your win as Player of the Week.
Thank you.
Now, it's the first time we're having something like this, so we're matching the men. So exactly what's happening with the men is happening with the senior women's. How does it feel to take out the first award of the Player of the Week award?
It feels good. I think all the girls sort of deserve this award as well. We played really well on Sunday and we all worked really hard, and I think it gives us a good indication that we're going in a good place for the pre-season.
Yeah, and look, it was a great win over Collingwood City in the Nike FC Cup. How did you see the game, first of all?
I think we were all very nervous going into it as well, because it was our sort of first game as a new team as well. We have a few new faces this year. And yeah, I think we all played as we do. We all switched on straight away and dominated for most of the game, yeah.
Excellent. Well, 4-1 is an absolute domination, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can take that into the next round. And today, Football Victoria drew out the pairings for round 3. And in round 3, we've got a tough assignment. State League 1 Southeast side, Croatian City. Do we know much about Croatian City, and are you looking forward to this game, or are you kind of a bit worried about this game?
Honestly, I haven't heard much about them. I was speaking to Tommy before, and I think they're State 1 from the southeast side, and they versed Ballarat and won 3-0. So we've actually played Ballarat in the past, and they're a harder side, but I have faith in the girls, and I think we'll do well.
Excellent, fantastic. Well, where to now for the team? I mean, obviously a bit of a break over Easter, but have you got any practice games or anything like that lined up after Easter?
Not that I know of. I know we've got obviously our next night cup game, but hopefully some challenging practice games to get us ready for more cup games. Yeah,
and the season itself, when does the season itself actually start?
The season starts on the 21st of April, I think, or was it the 6th?
Yep, so late April, thereabouts, yeah. Okay, well, fantastic, Taylor. Once again, congratulations on your win this week, and we wish you and the girls all the very best for season 2024.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And we move now on to the Junior Boys NPL. They're the results from last weekend's games. Round 8 of the pre-qualification phase. So there's only 3 more games to go. Not much longer to go, that's for sure. We've got, let's go through the results, starting with the under-14s. A good win there. I think that's 2 wins now on the trot for the under-14s. A 3-1 win over Geelong. Xavier Boulos, Sebastian Blachek, and Marko Smolic amongst the goals. The 15s had a big win. Kruzborg, Thomas Peric, Maxim Mikulic scored 1 apiece. Dylan Bosanko scored 2. That means it was a 5-0 win. Great result for the 15s. The 16s drew 0 all. And the 18s, unfortunately, they lost 1-2. Joshua Angelis scoring the lone goal for the 18s. The 14s, if we look at this week's games, in fact, all those games are going to be played tomorrow night against Avondale. So this is round 9, Holy Thursday round. Some matches on pitch 2. The under-14s kick off at 6:30, followed by the under-15s at 8:15. And then on pitch 3, we've got the under-16s at 6:30 and the under-18s at 8:30. So apart from the Doherty Cup, Australia Cup clash that against Geelong Rangers on the main pitch, as well as the Jacobs Day Burger Night happening inside the club rooms, Churchill Reserve tomorrow night is going to be a hive of activity. If we look at the ladder positions for the 14s, they're currently 8th position with 9 points. They take on 3rd place Avondale. In the 15s, they're in 7th position with 11 points, and they take on Avondale, who are in 5th. In the under-16s, we've got Dinamo is in 9th position with 9 points, and they take on Avondale, who are in 6th position. And then finally, the under-18s, they're at the moment in 6th position with 10 points, and they take on Avondale, who are 3rd. Okay, let's move along now to the on last weekend in the Maccas Cup, the tournament that is very, very popular. I think over 300 junior teams took part in that down in the southeastern suburbs in Cranbourne. The Dinamo under-13 girls walked away with first place in the Plate Championship. It was a very high-level, stressful game. It came down to a penalty shootout and was one for the ages against our friends and rivals, George Cross. This is a great achievement by the team, by the coaching staff, and the parents. Well done to all of those girls. And also our under-9s. They took part in the tournament at Melton Phoenix. And well done to the girls. In their first ever tournament, they took out first place. So we certainly have got some amazing talent coming up. We've got some video footage of the under-12 girls, the under-13 girls rather, at the Macca's Cup receiving their awards.
Charlie. Billy. Mimi. Mia. Valentina. Eva. Nicolina. Christina. Georgia. Mia. And Mia again. And last but not finally, Ivan. Well done to Griffin girls.
There we go. Congratulations to the victorious under-13 and the under-9 Dinamo girls. Well done. Congratulations once again. Now, just a little bit of news as well. Just on the other side of the Easter break, so Monday 8th and Tuesday 9th of April, so I guess it's Monday week, Football Tech are coming down to Melbourne. Football Tech, renowned Sydney training academy, run by the Trefiro brothers, who are heavily involved with Sydney United. They're coming down, and we are the camp partners here at Dinamo. So they will be having a 2-day camp from 9:30 till 2:30, both days, on the Monday and on the Tuesday. And in next week's show, we will be speaking with Glenn Trefiro or someone else from Football Tech. We'll have a special guest next week when we have our post-Easter special, if you like. That's going to be happening next Wednesday. We're going to be coming out a day early. Just like today, we'll be coming out a day early because of some holiday commitments next week. International news. Well, one of our own players, congratulations to our senior men's midfield ace, Zalfi Nazari, who's starting a victory for Afghanistan over India overnight in their latest 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier. The win places Afghanistan in equal second position in the AFC preliminary round Group A, with 2 matches still to play. So well done to our own Zalfi Nazari. He was a member of that victorious Afghani side. So congratulations, there he is. And well done to him. Also, later tonight, round about 9 o'clock, 9:05, we'll be crossing live to Churchill Reserve, and we will be speaking to a representative from Strathmore Split, because Strathmore Split, as we speak, they will be taking part in an Australia Cup clash with Gippsland United, the visiting Gippsland United that is at Churchill Reserve. So we'll cross over there for a progress score, and that will be happening a little bit later on in tonight's show. So do hang around. But in the meantime, we've got a massive guest coming up on the other side of the break. We'll be speaking to Lou GLAVAN. Lou GLAVAN is the co-founder and co-organiser of Jacob's Day. And we'll find out all about the heartbreaking background story to how Jacob's Day was founded. But it's also a story of resilience, of benevolence, of, in many, many ways, unbelievable human spirit and courage that has resulted in just under $1 million having been raised for the Royal Children's Hospital over the past 18 years. So stick around, guys, folks, girls. We've got a massive, massive show coming up. Welcome back to DinamoTV, and it's time now for our very, very first guest of tonight's very special Holy Week edition of DinamoTV. And I guess the story behind our next guest and what he's behind is one of a rather sad one, but our guest has managed to transform what was quite a sad story, quite a tragic story, into one of triumph and one of extreme benevolence, I guess, is the best way to describe it, where he and his wife have been involved in a long-running charity that's very close to many people's hearts in the Dinamo St Albans community. And tomorrow night is a very special night. It's Jacob's Day Burger Night, and all proceeds will go to the Jacob's Day charity. And to tell us all about Jacob's Day and to tell us all about the Burger Night, tomorrow's Burger Night, an old friend of mine, a good old friend of mine, and it's an absolute pleasure to welcome to DinamoTV Lou GLAVAN. Lou, one of the co-organisers and co-founders of Jacob's Day. How are you, Lou? Good to see you.
I'm very well, Tonchi. A blast from the past.
Yeah. Yes, well, for those of you that don't know, Lou and I go way back. I think back to the old Croatian Students Association days, the nostalgic days of Radio Živa, I believe.
Yes, not to mention all the functions that we would have crossed paths at, Tony, and as we discussed the ills of the world back then.
Yeah, we were two gentlemen with a purpose in life. But mate, you've over the last 18 years, you and your lovely wife Anna have been behind Jacob's Day, an incredible charity, incredible that I guess had its origins in rather tragic circumstances, but let's unfortunately revisit the early days, the origins of that. How did Jacob's Day first start?
Well, just to briefly touch on the history, I guess Anna and I, our first child was Jakob, or Jacob. He was born December 1999, so he was our millennial baby. And as parents, obviously we were all chuffed with, how proud can you be with your first child? I guess everyone who's got kids will understand where with sort of the unknown, wondering what the future holds. Unfortunately for us, we're one of those unlucky families whose journey wasn't meant to be in a traditional one, I guess, with our child. Jakob took ill when he was just before 9 months old. He went from a Monday morning being his normal self to us off at the doctor's in the evening because he was off his food and just crying and wouldn't settle and all the rest of the things, and just worried that something's not right and feeling something's not right. Next morning we went to the local hospital. We were there most of the day, and then late in the afternoon things escalated. We ended up at the children's. That was a Tuesday afternoon evening, and sadly for us, Jakob passed away the following Monday night. I always say that everybody remembers the night Jakob passed away, or most people who are older than, say, 35 would remember that night. That's the night Kathy Freeman won her gold medal. So Jakob passed away a couple of hours before she won her gold medal. So for us, it was obviously a very sad time, a very tough time. That was 2000. And obviously, like everyone, you grieve your loved ones, the people that are in your life, particularly when it's a child. And not that grief's a competition. Everybody loses loved ones, and losing any loved one is difficult. But as a parent, I think we all dread the idea of having to say goodbye to your children, whether they're an infant or an older child. It's a terrible thing to have to go through, and Not that we're looking for pity. That's not the reason for Jacob's Day. Jacob's Day came about from a discussion with a friend, Tony Vujicic, one night in 2005. So it was 5 or so years later. And the idea of Jacob's Day was raised as a byproduct of just having a fun golf day, basically.
Yeah.
So in 2006, we held our first one, really stepping into the unknown, and we aligned it with the Royal Children's Hospital because we thought, well, there's a worthwhile thing to support. Tony's has got kids, and he's had his children there. We've had our subsequent 2 children go there, and I know most people have the misfortune of having to take their children to hospital. It's always a traumatic time, and we just thought it'd be a good place to support.
Yeah, no, mate. It's been 18 years since that very, very first Jacob's Day, and it has become around about this time of year, just before the Good Friday appeal. It's become such a in our community in the western suburbs of Melbourne, the Croatian community and the wider community, it's become such an institution. And one of the things that's become massive is the golf day. Now, we've got some footage from the golf day 2 years ago. And I mean, since that very, very first golf day back in 2006, has it, in your wildest dreams, did you ever imagine that it was going to grow into something as big and as iconic as it has, now in 2024?
I could say yes, I dreamt it, but I'd be a big fat liar, Tunch.
It'll be a little white lie.
We didn't think past the first year. Even the second year was, we'll just try to do it again. And I guess we got to the GFC and we had a couple of really lean years, and it was sort of about, I think after the 6th one we did, it was sort of like, do we keep going or not? And it was a case of, we'll give it one push, and that push has sort of just kept going. And apart from interruption during COVID, where we cancelled some events in 2000, we cancelled our events in 2000, but still ended up with $50,000 in donations that year. We didn't hold anything in 2021 because there was uncertainty around COVID. Trying to confirm dates was fraught with danger. We're very fortunate to have a lot of very generous people behind us, family, friends, and people from our community, as in the Croatian community and the broader community as well. It was never started as a Croatian community event. We do have a lot of Croatian community participants. The genesis was out of the golf day, but we've equally done a social night every year back at the St Andrews Hotel, the old pump house, which is now rebranded as St Andrews Hotel. And the 2 events sort of really are one. We used to do them on the same day. I don't know however we got through doing 2 events in one day, because I'm pretty knackered after one these days, let alone if I had to front up in the evening to do a second one. So, but it's not me. It's not myself. It is a team of people. It's a lot of our family and friends. Kumovi people get involved, and we've got a lot of people that have been with us for 18 years. We've met lots of fantastic people. Our Croatian clubs have been involved. The St Albans, the Knights, Strathmore, Zora. It's the Dom. We've all those people that you and I grew up with.
Yeah.
All of our people have helped along the way. I mean, it'd be very disingenuous of us to sort of say it's us. It is really the community, as in the community that has become our Jacob's Day family, which we often refer to. And just looking at Dinamo, for example, my Dinamo came on board purely because my son decided he wanted to play soccer when he was 7. And we gave him an option. I said, you can pick any club you want to play with, as long as it's got a red and white checks on the chest. You can play for any club you want. So he picked Dinamo because his cousin was playing there. So that's how we've ended up at Dinamo. And this is the 10th year that Dinamo has been involved. So to this year's, to the current committee, thank you very much for supporting us, for supporting it again. It's not us. It's ultimately the hospital we all support.
Yeah.
We say every dollar we raise goes to the hospital. We've never gone down the road of making this into a foundation. We've always done as a pass through to the hospital, because we haven't wanted to be in a situation where we feel at all compromised in terms of what happens with the money. We extract the costs that we need to extract, because unfortunately we don't have a fairy godfather who can cover all of our costs. but we do try to control those to make sure they're a minimum and that as much money as possible goes to the hospital. And to that end, we've been fortunate. We won't quite get to $1 million this year, but we'll be very, very close.
Wow.
That's not me. When I say we,
yeah.
Everybody who's put in. There's plenty of people that have put in a lot of money. So to all of those people.
Yeah, folks, anyone who's ever been involved in any one of the 18 Jakob days up until now have helped the GLAVANs in any particular way. Bought a raffle ticket, sponsored, gone to the events, always going to the Jacob's Day Burger Night tomorrow night. We'll talk about that in a sec. Absolute kudos to you all and congratulations. That is an incredible amount, almost $1 million being raised over the last 18 years. No mean feat. Lou, that's to you and to Anna and to everyone in your team. That is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let's talk about the Burger Night tomorrow night at Dinamo. A lot's happening at Dinamo. That's the reason why we've come out on a Wednesday. We couldn't go now head-to-head with a Jacob's Day Burger Night at Dinamo tomorrow, could we now?
Yeah.
No, we had to.
Well, I like to think Tonchi, it's because we're going to be watching the game on Thursday.
And that's too, yeah. There's that happening as well, and we've got the NPL Junior Boys NPL on pitches 2 and pitches 3, as well as the Australia Cup happening tomorrow as well. And so, that's absolutely fantastic, and that is great to hear. But do tell us the Burger Night tomorrow night.
Well, I wish I could say this is purely an initiative by the club. I've been a long-time supporter of all of our clubs. I've grown up going to the nights, going to watch Dinamo, going to watch even Dandy and Geelong occasionally. Obviously not as much as the local clubs because, when you're younger, you don't get to travel as far. But it was really, I think it was Ilya a few years back decided, look, rather than just making it as a donation, that would make a bit of an event out of it. And I've sort of said to the clubs, because I understand how hard it is running all the clubs, to all of our communities, anyone who's been involved in clubs like we have, Tonchi over there, you know how hard it is to raise money. Yeah. And for soccer clubs these days, they work hard to put teams out on the field and to raise money to run the club, let alone then to be donating. But I do understand the synergies between supporting Jacob's Day. Ultimately, if any of the kids at the club are sick, the place they're going to end up, if they need, acute care, is at the hospital. And as we say to everyone, that's what Jacob's Day ultimately is about. Is for the people that support it, is to make sure that the hospital stays well funded. And mind you, that's probably one of the best funded hospitals in the state. Yeah. So, but we in an ironic way, we say our family did benefit from the funding of the hospital. Even though we didn't get the outcome we wanted, Jakob was treated by one of the preeminent doctors in his field who was working out of the hospital. So we just hope that when somebody's child ends up there, that they get the care they need. And to everyone who supports the Burger Night and to Dinamo for putting it on, the difference that makes is no one can ever put a price on it because no one ever knows which dollar makes the difference. It might be $10 donated or it might be $1,000 donated, but ultimately which dollar makes a difference to someone's outcome is no one ever knows. And I think if everyone supports their little bit, hopefully it's something they never, it's like that insurance policy that you hope you never have to call.
Yeah. Best a good way to use it. Analogy to use it. Yeah. There you go. Burger Night for Jacob's Day. That's tomorrow night. Holy Thursday, 28th of March, from 6 p.m. in the Dinamo club rooms. Burger and chips, only $20. No excuses. Do go along. Help out the cause. It is a wonderful cause. And Lou, once again, just I'm gobsmacked. I'm never speechless, mate. You know me. I'm never speechless. But when I hear you've almost raised $1 million, you as in collectively, over the course of 18 years, that's insanely amazing. Well done.
Well, like I said, thank you again to everyone who's been involved, and thank you very much to Ilya and all the guys who work so hard. And then I get there when we get there tomorrow night, Tonchu, if you're there, you'll see them slaving over a hot grill again. Yeah. In the aid of, I guess, making sure that our clubs, which are so integral in our communities, which provide an outlet for our kids, a place for them to be safe and to get together with other kids. I think it's admirable that we have people like all of our clubs, all the people that are involved in our various clubs around, but particularly tomorrow night. Thank you very much to Dinamo, and for anyone who's interested to see our final total, which we'll be given a brief check presentation, I think, on around 3:15 on Friday. So if you're near a TV, if you're not at church, tune in. We'll post something on our socials, and I'm sure Dinamo will share something as well.
Absolutely.
But I can say that at the moment we're heading over 65,000. Hopefully, with a bit of luck, we'll get to over 70,000 for the year, which will be another fantastic result and a testament to everyone's generosity.
Fantastic. Lou, thank you once again, and all the very, very best for Jacob's Day Burger Night tomorrow night.
Thank you very much, Tonchi, and happy Easter to everyone out there who's listening.
Absolutely. Happy Easter to you and everyone there. Bye-bye. Okay, folks, that was Lou GLAVAN from Jacob's Day. Amazing. I'm absolutely gobsmacked. When we return, folks, big news. Big news. Our first international guest. That's right. We'll be crossing all the way to Zagreb, and we will be speaking with NOVOSEL from the Zapresic Boys. You do not want to miss this.
Westar Prestige is a family-owned second-generation business which is celebrating 50 years of operations this year. They're a specialist prestige collision repair facility situated in the western suburbs of Melbourne, Victoria. However, they service all regions in the state, with many of their clients travelling from far and wide to use their services. They're also able to provide a digital platform for quoting clients' vehicles who are unable to personally attend their premises. They're an authorised manufacturer-approved repair facilities for Mercedes-Benz, Tesla, Peugeot and Suzuki, and are proud of their ongoing affiliation with these brands. They also work closely with a number of Australia's largest insurance brands who entrust them to be part of their preferred repairer network. Their support staff are always happy to assist clients from the initial process of lodging claims through to the final stages of collection of the vehicle on completion of repairs and post-repair. So remember, for all your prestige collision repair needs, consider Westar Prestige, an award-winning, long-standing Australian-owned business.
Welcome back to DinamoTV, folks. And let me just say I'm very, very excited because right now we've got our very, very first international guest. Correct. Our very, very first international guest all the way from Zagreb, Croatia. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome a member of the Zapresic Boys himself. That's right, folks. Zapresic Boys, NOVOSEL. Ivane, dobro večer, kako si?
Dobro večer, pozdrav svima. Special greetings to all Croatians in Australia, and of course to all members of St. Albans Dinamo.
Now, for the benefit of all of our listeners who are not Croatian or who can't speak Croatian, I've got one word of advice. Please learn the language. You got to learn the language. It's the best language. But in the meantime, we're going to have this conversation in English. Ivane, first of all, as I said, thank you for joining us all the way from Zagreb, Croatia. Now, Zapresic Boys, they're a household name in the Croatian diaspora. And tell us your when you were here in Melbourne last time, how did you develop a close connection, the boys develop a close connection with St. Albans Dinamo?
Well, actually, our friendship starts when we were on the first Australian tour in 2018. As you know, in 2018, it was the biggest sports result in Croatian history. Croatia playing in Russia. So actually, after the very big and large welcoming the Croatian football players on the Croatian main square in Zagreb, where the Zapresic Boys were performing in front of like 300,000 people. Actually, after that, it was our first Australian tour. On that, our first Australian tour, we didn't plan to perform in St. Albans, but one of our members, he has a family in Melbourne, which is also back then was involved in the St. Albans Dinamo club, So actually, let's say it was spontaneous agreement, and we had our first concert over there in your club. And actually it was great. But I think that the main connection thing is because Zapresic Boys, today, you knowing us as a band, existing now already for 18 years. So we start in 2005, but actually we start as Dinamo Zagreb fans. We were not even have a clue that we're going to have a band in the future. And let's say 15 years later that we're going to perform in Australia. So actually on that first Australian tour, we actually connected with the St. Albans Dinamo members and fans and everything. And then last year it was our biggest Croatian, actually Australian tour again. And of course, we were performing on your gala evening in your club.
Yeah,
so,
what a night that was. Now, Ivane, your English is amazing. Probably better than half of the Australians in Australia. How did you learn English? Was that at school? Was it at watching Američke sapunice like Santa Barbara? Or what else is popular over there?
A little bit of everything. I would like to say that all Croatians actually speaks English because we're watching the movies, cartoons, and everything. But I had a luck. I have an uncle. He lives in California. So during my growing up, I was there like 4 or 5 times. And one time when I was like 20 years old, I stayed there and I actually studied for a year in Santa Rosa Junior College. So probably that's why. Yeah. And also privately, I'm working as a salesperson in international companies in Croatia, and English is main language.
There you go. Well, fantastic. It's like we're speaking to you here in Melbourne. That's amazing. Zapresic Boys. Every time Croatia plays at the World Cup or the Euros, a song comes that just blows everyone out of their mind. There's been some great songs over the years. What's been your favorite? That's a hard question. Could be a Dinamo song, it could be a Croatia reprezentacija song, but what's been some of your favorite songs?
This part I'm going to say in Croatian because it's probably Croatian expression. To je kao da pitate majku koje dijete više voli. So if you mean what I if you understand,
like asking a mother who's got 2 children which one she loves more. Depends who's the golden child, I suppose.
Yeah, now you understand. Actually, we like to say it's like 4 aces. You know, when you play cards, you have 4 aces. So, srce vatreno, samo je jedno, neopisivo, igraj moja Hrvatska.
There you go.
When we are talking about the Croatian national teams, I'm putting expression on Croatian national teams because our songs are not dedicated only to Croatian football team. It's connected with them because of the results they made in the history. But if you ask us, one of our favorites is our first song in 2005, and it's actually for Dinamo Zagreb, and the name of the song is Boja mojih vena.
Oh, yes, excellent. Now, if you haven't heard that song, do YouTube it, Boja mojih vena. Great song. And that brings me to the next question. Euro 2024, there's already a big number of Australian Croatians planning a big exodus outside of Melbourne, outside of Australia, and I'm sure they're all looking forward to. Will there be a song this year by Zapresic Boys ahead of Euro 2024?
But of course it's going to be. That's something like it's actually expected from us, you know. Yeah. That's like the main events for the Zapresic Boys, but it can be better than make the song before some kind of let's say championships like this. And actually we are these days in the studio, we are finishing our new songs, and actually it's 2 of them, so we're gonna choose one of them and we're gonna let it out before the Euro starts.
Oh, can't wait! That's going to be fantastic. What's your role in the band? Do you do any of the behind the scenes? Do you do any of the production? Do you do any of the composing? Any of the text or pieces? You know, the text writing? Any of that sort of stuff?
Well, I'm going to use the opportunity. I always say that on our concert. but it's a great opportunity now in this podcast. We each Zapresic Boys member has his own role in a band. And the most important thing is that we say from our garage, everything's from our house. So my brother Marko, he's a songwriter. He writes all the lyrics for the Zapresic Boys. So all the songs, it's like maybe 20 of them, maybe even more during the years. Shala, he's our producer, making the production. Zdeslav's making the music. Sasha, he's actually in private also working in Croatian army as a IT manager. So actually his job is our web pages and everything connected with Zapresic Boys on this part.
Media and that kind of stuff, yeah.
Yeah, my role, because of the...
You get the coffee?
Yeah. I'm actually also the singing, and I'm leading the concerts. I'm leading the concerts, interactions with the public, with the fans, and leading the concerts, the songs, and everything. So that's my role in Zapresic Boys.
So you're like the master of ceremonies on stage, but off the stage you're like the promoter.
Yeah, actually, during the growing up, I was the tourist animator, so that helped me to be relaxed more than the rest of the guys with a microphone.
There you go. Isn't that great? Now, we are speaking with Ivan NOVOSEL, the promoter and the MC, and he also gets the coffee for the Zapresic Boys as well. But Ivan, thank you for your time. Let's talk about your connection with Dinamo Zagreb. Just recently, big changes at Dinamo. Velimir Zajac now is the new president. For those of you that don't follow Croatian football, he's like the legend. Zek is his nickname. Tell me, what's the feeling in Zagreb with these new changes? Because Dinamo fan or not a Dinamo Zagreb fan, we all know of the rather turbulent last 15, 20 years that Dinamo Zagreb fans have had to endure. Tell us, what's the feeling like in Zagreb these days regarding Dinamo?
Well, actually, there are big. These changes are big. Not only the Velimir Zajac became the president, but the structure and the leading of the club is changing, because actually now the supporters have right to vote for the board, for everything. So not supporters, the members. That's important thing. Yeah. So before this year, that was not possible. So these are big changes for the club. Hopefully, the new board will lead the club to the supporters and to the members. But also the most important thing, everybody knows that. Football today is actually like Dinamo is like the biggest company in Croatia. So heart is one thing and leading the company is another. So hopefully they're going to do the job great again. But my connection is that with the current board, actually I work, as I said, I'm a salesperson, and one of the sponsors of Dinamo Zagreb is the company that I work in. So not only because I was like 20 years starting as a Battle Boys, and then when you grow up, you became a fan. You switch the like you say the tribune. You not
grandstands, yeah.
Yeah, stand. Now I'm like 45, going with my son on the games. So actually, the whole my life, not only me and the Zapresic Boys group are connected with Dinamo in that kind of way. But actually, as I was already 2 times in Australia with Zapresic Boys on a tour, as I meet some great guys in the Dinamo St. Albans. So actually, they gave me an opportunity to be a Dinamo Zagreb promoter for the whole Australia. Mm-hmm. And so actually what's my job is to promote Dinamo in Australia, to get closer your guys from Australia supporting Dinamo St. Albans or Dinamo Zagreb, wherever you are, and to work on the membership.
Let's talk about that, because that's something that is going to really, really get Dinamo Zagreb fans in Australia, in Melbourne, connected with St. Albans Dinamo, very excited. There's a new initiative, as we say it in Croatian. How do we say it in English? Initiative, yeah?
It's in Croatian, yeah.
That's right, and that's being born. Tell us a little bit more about that. And we can't talk too much because it's still in its very embryonic stages. It's still in its early stages, but do tell us a little bit more about that. And then we've got a special guest to come on straight after that.
Okay, so actually, it was my idea to connect two Dinamo clubs. I mean,
yeah.
If you ask me, the story is already here. We only need to connect to those clubs on the field, as I like to say, and in the future to make some kind of relationship with those two clubs. So for the beginning, we would like to start with membership of Dinamo Zagreb fans in your club, in the Dinamo St. Albans. So actually, I'm going to use opportunity to invite all your members and the Dinamo Zagreb fans to join and to become a member of Dinamo Zagreb. So my friends from your club, the people that was hosting us there and became our friends for life, hopefully will explain in the club the way how to do it. There is some little catch because Dinamo Zagreb is like Udruga Građana. I don't know how to say that in English, but but to become a member, you have to open something like a personal identification number, a Croatian personal identification number, and it's possible. You don't have to be a Croatian citizenship, or you don't have to have a Croatian citizenship to be to request for this personal identification number. So actually, that's the first step, and then when you receive that OIB number, you can pay your membership and become a member of Dinamo Zagreb.
Now, we're going to now bring our next guest, a special guest, someone we all know, someone who hasn't been on the show since episode 1. He's the vice president of St. Albans Dinamo and someone who's been heavily involved behind the scenes with this initiative. And he's also one of the first of the St. Albans Dinamo family to become an official member of Dinamo Zagreb. A very warm welcome to John Biloš. John, the vice president. How are you, John?
I'm awesome. Thanks for having us, Tonči. And Ivane, kako si?
Dobro sam, John. Thank you for inviting me to the podcast. And before we continue, happy birthday, man. Sretan ti rođendan iz Zaprešića, od cijele grupe Zapresic Boys i sve najbolje.
Hvala također, hvala.
Happy birthday, John. I'd get Ivan to sing something to you, but you know, we might have YouTube and Facebook copyright breathing down our necks. I don't know, but no. All jokes aside, John, you were one of the first members, along with Ante Rosandic, to become a member of Dinamo Zagreb. Tell us how you went about it, and tell us what it means for you to connect the two clubs closer.
Oh, firstly, connecting the two clubs is going to be something that's going to be awesome for both clubs. You know, having connection with Dinamo Zagreb, one of the best clubs in the world, is going to be fantastic for our club and hopefully for Dinamo Zagreb. With myself and Ante and his little daughter Gabriela, she's only 3. So we're the first 3 Dinamo Zagreb members, which is pretty cool. We have to go through a little bit of a step with getting an OIB number, which is just one simple form. You fill in that form, you get your OIB number from the Croatian government. You fill in your 1-page Dinamo Zagreb membership, and away you go. You pay your fee. The maximum fee is €40, which is about $70, $75, and you become a member. So we're reaching out to all our members and all the viewers to become Dinamo Zagreb members from Australia.
And remember, you don't have to be from Melbourne. You don't have to be St. Albans Dinamo. We've got a lot of fans that are tuning in from all parts of Australia. So feel free to get in touch with John. Get in touch with the club. Is that the best way, John, to contact you, or to contact you via the club?
Yeah, look, we'll put up a Facebook post, or
we'll do that.
the Dinamo inbox email. Either. But we'll put up some communication up on Facebook on our socials, and then we'll go from there. But we'd love to get as many of our members, and like you said, Dinamo Zagreb fans across Australia are part of Dinamo Zagreb.
Yeah. Now the aim is to get 50. Ivan, we're hoping to get 50, but I'm sure there are more than 50 Dinamo Zagreb fans. Australia-wide.
Yeah, hopefully it's going to be much more, but you know why it's 50?
No,
so actually, there is a background, because this year is a 50th tournament of Croatians in Australia, and you are the host, am I right?
Absolutely.
So our friend John, he's 50 from yesterday. For today, I'm not sure which day is in Australia.
21.
And so let's say we put because this number is reachable, okay, for the beginning, and it's a nice number to start with, and hopefully our goal is in the future, maybe in a year, maybe sooner, to join all young members to become members of Dinamo Zagreb. Why not? That's a great goal and great story for the future.
Yeah, absolutely, gentlemen.
Just one thing with the 50, Dinamo is 50 next year, so that's our 50th anniversary as well.
There you go. 50th tournament this year, 50th birthday for Dinamo next year. And John, you turned 50 the other day on Monday.
Well, 51, but who's counting after 50? Yeah, so
no one counts
after 50. You don't
from
count.
personal experience, no one counts after 21. What are you talking about? Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Ivane, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy lifestyle, a busy life out in Zagreb to take some time and speak to us. We really appreciate it. We cannot wait for the Zapresic Boys to come back down under, and we cannot wait to hear the new song.
Thank you guys for inviting me. It was my pleasure. I jedan veliki pozdrav. So we're going to finish in Croatia, our mother language. Veliki pozdrav od cijele grupe Zapresic Boys i nadamo se da se uskoro vidimo ponovo kod vas na našem velikom koncertu.
Thank you, Ivane. Thank you to everyone at the Zapresic Boys for those lovely messages.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Ivane.
Folks, that was John Bilosh, our own Ivan from St. Albans, and we also had Ivan NOVOSEL from Zagreb. We'll be back very, very shortly, straight after this break. And we're coming to you watching live footage now from the Churchill Reserve, where we're seeing the game between Strathmore Split and Gippsland United being played out. We've gone 37 minutes into the first half. As we can see, unfortunately, Strathmore Split are down 1-0, and that's early in the well, that's it. Still the game's early. There's still what 55 odd minutes to play. But after this, you can straight away click over to YouTube, the Football Victoria YouTube channel, and you can take in the game between Strathmore Split and Gippsland United. Hopefully, Strathmore can get up and score at least 2 goals, maybe even more to progress through to the next round. Speaking of the Australia Cup tomorrow, remember this, guys. Get down to Churchill Reserve, 8 p.m. kickoff. Australia Cup action, Dinamo taking on Geelong Rangers. While that's happening on pitches 2 and 3, we've got the Junior Boys NPL, and also inside the club rooms, the burger night for Jacob's Day. So do turn up that little bit earlier. Thursday, 28th of March, which is tomorrow, from 6 p.m. Burger and chips costs only $20. And if you're like me and you're not eating meat for tomorrow, well, just buy a burger and chips as a donation. You can certainly do that. Folks, wishing you all the very, very best for the coming Easter blood bunny, as we say in Croatian, the Easter holidays. It's going to be, no doubt, a very memorable one this year. Enjoy, and we will see you next Wednesday night on DinamoTV. In the meantime, stay safe and enjoy the festivities over the coming 7 days. Bye for now. My name is Tonchi Prusas, and I certainly hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Good night.